Welcome to another edition of Count Local Sports. I am blessed to have Francisco Palacios with us today. How you doing, my man?
I'm good, Papi. I'm good. Thank you for inviting me and thank you for having me on your show, Papi.
Hey, man, no problem, no problem. Hey, man, before we get started, by the way, man, that Popeye's chicken was banging, man. It's
Was
spicy,
it
man.
good?
I should have bought me two.
Okay.
Bought me two.
It was good. I tried the regular one. It was real good, yo.
Yeah, I should have bought two, man. When I get done with you, I'm probably gonna go back and get another one because that's what I'm saying.
I just don't know how they see one. You see all those people fighting over those sandwiches? I
Yeah, man. I ain't never had it till today. I was only because you mentioned it when I was in the drive-through. You know, when you was texting me, I'm like, oh
see.
shit. This is a long line. I might as well go ahead and
Might as well,
might as well go ahead and try it, man. Listen, man. What you tell your story to these folks, man? Like your boxing background and everything that went on with your career.
well, I could start with like, you know what I mean? I had a pretty good career, you know what I mean? My record was 24-4, 15 knockouts, for 2 times for the world championship for WBC. Both times I thought I got robbed. The first time I know I got robbed off the rip. You know what I mean? I landed more shots than he even threw. So like, and I was in Poland, so
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
case. So I got a split decision loss. So,
Cruiserweight,
and then
right?
after that, yeah. And then after that, I fought Diablo Blorarchik. Um, then they waited 18 months to give me a rematch, and I only fought in those 18 months. I only fought once. Being with Don King was, you know how it is. Being with Don King, they put me on the bench, and así fue que pasó.
So tell us a little bit about this book that you have out. That way people can
Oh man, it's just like after I retired, and I was out probably since 2000. Um, I was out 2017 or 2016. I retired after that loss because I got stopped. I got stopped in the first round in Poland again, and before that I got knocked out in the first round in Russia. But them two tested positive for steroids. And I was like, man, if these young boys gotta you know what I mean, gotta use some extra stuff to fight old men like me, then I might as well just hang it up and protect myself. I got two little shorties. I got a kid I got a boy that's 9, and my daughter will be 6 on the 28th of this month. And I just said, like, man, let me just hang this up. You know what I mean? So I can live a healthy life and be able to take care of my kids and be able to be around my kids and be able to talk to them. Pero ya tú sabes, papi, the blood itches, and
yeah.
and when you're a fighter, the fighter blood is always like, you know what I mean. You're always a fighter. So I was fighting my demons outside the ring, and I couldn't resist it no more. I decided to make a little comeback. I was just trying to make a comeback to go again, to be elite again. And I hurt myself in the sparring the number one light heavyweight in the world, and I hurt myself, and I continued, and I still fought anyways. I was scheduled for a 6 rounder. I
Mhm.
stopped the dude in the first round, and then my shoulder still hasn't recovered, and this was October 25th. Um, and now this coronavirus. I mean, I'll be 43 on the 25th of this month, so I might as well just, you know what I mean, take it easy and, you know what I mean, just relax, be able to enjoy my life. So one day I just opened up a notebook and I got a pen and I just started writing, just writing things, and ended up being a ill story. I mean, it's a boxing. The first I got two stories. I got a narco story that's being published. It should be out in the next 2 months, and then I got this boxing story that's already on Amazon, and it is a fiction. It's a fiction story, but it's inspirational because it's about a kid that he moved from New York to Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, he lost his parents to drugs. He lost one of his brother. He lost that they shot him dead, and like, you know what I mean. They shot him dead, and then the brother that was with him, that was raising him, he got locked up. So he was left alone. So he decided to take the streets and got himself in trouble, got locked up, and he learned how to box in prison. Because one the dude that the first dude that ever talked to him that ended up being like his best friend of all time, um, asked him if he would like to box. And he always liked to box because his father was like really good friends with Roberto Duran back in the day, you know what I mean? And so he always liked it that, and his family, it was always about boxing and stuff like that. But he was an ill basketball player too. And he got locked up, and he ended up learning how to box in jail, and from there he became, you know what I mean, the best he could be.
Right, right, right. So, what's the name of the book, and where can people find this book? I know it's on
The
Amazon,
book,
but
yeah, the name of the book is The Phenom: How a Street Kid Becomes a Champion, and you can find it on Amazon right now. It's actually right now on Amazon. But you got to put the complete title. You got to put The Phenom: How a Street Kid Becomes a Champion, and it'll pop up right there.
and then you say you're working on a second book. Is that correct?
No, that is already out. It's already out publishing. It's been in the publishing in Lumen Springs Publishing up in New Jersey for the last 14 months. It was supposed to be out 4 months ago, but I don't know what's going on with the publishing and stuff like that. So I'm just waiting and see until they ready to come out with it.
For those of y'all who
That's also gonna be on Amazon too. It's also gonna be on Amazon and Kindle and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
all right, somebody asked what weight class you were in. I'm letting them know he fought in cruiserweight. Box Fresh still has him active, but he is not active no more.
Yeah.
He's calling it quits, and he's doing these books and any other work you're doing. Are you doing any gym work with anybody, or
Yeah,
tell us about
I
that?
got a li- I got a little gym too. I got a gym down here in Miami. I train shorties. I got to open up a nonprofit because I want to take shorties off the street and I want to be able to guide them to, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I got two little shorties and when I'm gone, my kids are the one who's gonna have to be living in this world. So I'm trying to help this world change by some way. You know what I mean? Educating kids that respect, you know what I mean? Respect, responsibility, discipline, and all that stuff can take you to a long way. Me coming from the streets, you know what I mean? I'm from the gutter all my life, and I mean, the only thing that really didn't let me fall down that path was the love for sports. I used to play ball. I played basketball. I had a scholarship for the University of North Carolina Central. I played 2 years basketball there. I hurt my ankles, and that's when I called it quits and went into the boxing world. And that's the only thing that I know how to do. I was a fighter or I was a basketball player. Like I always fought in the streets, so fighting for me was like second nature to me. Like I said, my family's always been around boxing and always been boxing fans. And I just decided to go into boxing and I did my thing. I traveled the world in boxing. So coming from the PJs in Puerto Rico, to be able to travel all around the world. I went to Poland 3 times. I went to Ireland twice. I went to um, Thailand. I went to Germany. I went to Russia, Canada, Panama, Colombia, Santo Domingo. I traveled the world. Like I never thought I would be able to do that, and I had a really good time doing this in boxing, and now I'm just trying to teach what I learned because I learned it on my own. And nobody taught me how to fight. Nobody taught me how to my skills that I had or nothing like that. All that I picked it up on myself. I taught myself how to fight southpaw. I'm a regular southpaw. I'm southpaw, natural southpaw. But I was like started boxing and I started orthodox. And
Okay, okay,
a
down,
couple of
Pablo.
years I just
What do
yeah,
you
yeah.
think about doing a Hector Camacho movie, or we Wilfredo Benitez movie? It's about time our boxer stories are told. Are you asking him or me? Because that'd
Oh
be the
me?
man. Yeah, yeah.
Well, my the Camacho is my favorite fighter. If you ever anybody ever seen one of my fights, they'll be like, damn, he's like real, like a big guy Camacho style. but like I mixed up a lot of different fighters and into my style. Like all the fighters that I like, well, they were either my first one was Macho Camacho, second one was Pernell Whitaker, my third one was Daniel Santos, the Puerto Rican. My fourth one was Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler, and Lennox Lewis. So I put a combination all together into one boxing style, and that's what I teach right now. I teach my style. Everybody, oh, you that? Yeah, it's my style. Nobody taught me that. I learned it on my own. I learned it on the game. You know what I mean? I learned it working on it, fighting and practicing different stuff. And when I noticed, like I was watching one of my videos as I was an amateur, and I noticed myself like squaring up a lot and squaring up a lot and squaring up a lot. And it was because like automatically my body would switch to southpaw without me even noticing it, and I would square up a lot. So that's when I decided to practice how to fight southpaw, and I learned how to box southpaw in what like probably like 2 years,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
dominated the skills. So
I kind of
it was
figured you
I
was
was
a
blessed.
Camacho fan because of your trunks. I used to see the trunks. You used to style it similar to like what he likes to do, like fancy and flashy.
Yeah. And Camacho, like I know Camacho since I was probably like 8 years old. He used to come to my hood. He was cool. He was cool with my brother, and yeah, I'm cool with his son, with Camacho Jr. And just you know what I mean. It's like that was the dude that I wanted to be like when I was a kid. I thought I was him. And I wanted to act like him. I used to act like him. You know what I mean? So everything that he did, I probably did too. You know what
You know,
I
a lot
mean?
of
So
people
it's
don't
like
know
it
he
was
was
like,
a free spirit, man. Cuando yo vivía en Puerto Rico, he used to hang out in el Puente de San Juan and with everybody like it was
yeah,
nothing, you know.
yeah. He used to come into my yo soy de Virgilio Ávila, and he used to come in. He used to come into the hood, and he used to just sit down, chill there, do talk shit to everybody, and sorry, excuse my language.
No, you good.
Um,
My shit
he,
ain't filtered.
he, oh, word, okay.
I ain't
I'm not
filtered,
gonna, I'm
man.
not gonna, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna curse too much, but sometimes it
Nah,
comes out.
nah, I'm filtered, man. Está en el canal de Cano Loco. The name should
Ah,
tell you
yeah, ah,
everything.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what it is, man, and that's what I've been. That's what I like. I try to be Camacho. I remember Camacho. Everybody forgets about. Everybody remembers Camacho when he was 140, 147. They don't remember him when he was 130, 135. That when he was a monster. Nobody wanted to see him then.
No, no, you're right about that because back then he was knocking people out. He wasn't being
Yeah,
as he
and
didn't use the movement he had as much
yeah,
as he
and
did
not
later.
not not only not getting people out, he was bullying them.
Yeah,
He would
definitely
bully them.
was.
He
Definitely
would bully
was.
them like jump on top of them. Come on, say yeah, get my hope papi. Let's go next. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was under. I think he fought too long. Like I think he went too far. But that's a normal thing with the fighters, though. In any sport, really, man, they always stay a little
Yeah,
bit too long. You know.
yeah.
So
I
like,
started I started I started boxing when I was about to turn 23. I started boxing in 2000,
mm,
and like I was like I did my thing. I got a scholarship for
better put a hat
NMU
on,
for
stop
the
blind everybody, huh?
I got a boxing scholarship for NMU for the Northern Michigan University. That's where the USOT OEC was at, the
Mm.
Olympic Training Center for the fighters and stuff like that. I was with them. I was ranked number one. I was ranked number two. I was between number one and number two throughout my whole 4 years. And I enjoyed being an amateur, and I enjoyed being a pro too because I got to experience a lot of places, and I learned a lot of different cultures, and actually I laid my footprint in different countries that people love me in different parts of the world because my charisma, my style of boxing, how I you know what I mean, how I approached the game, and how disciplined and respectful I was when it came down to you know what I mean when it came down to the to the game to the fighting, but I was pretty disciplined. The only thing was that I had one foot inside the ring and one foot outside on the street. So that's the only reason why I was not the top of the top because I was too worried about the streets and when I wasn't supposed to be worried about the streets. You know what I mean?
Look, man, you got the brotherhood here, man. He does his homework on boxing. He remembers you, Palacios, School, Azile.
And I took that fight on 5 days notice. And the night before, yo estaba en un concierto de reggaeton. I was drinking, I was partying, I was doing everything that I wasn't supposed to do because I was like, I hadn't fought in probably like 3 months. No, like 6 months, and I was in the gym for 3 months, and they called me. My trainer called me. He was like, "Yo, um, they offered me that. Remember, I was telling you that you gotta get back in the ring, you gotta get back in the gym because I got a feeling that O'Neal Bell is gonna pull out or something like that, or I can't something like that." He told me, and that's what he did. O'Neal Bell went AWOL, and they called me on a Friday for a Wednesday night fight on ESPN. And I called he called me at 9 in the morning. I had just had to went to sleep. I was with a shorty and I went to sleep like around 7 in the morning. I woke up half awoke, yo, what up? And he told me, yo, remember I told you you need to get back in the gym because there's a fight, you're gonna have a fight soon, why, this and that. And he didn't believe me. Well look, here's the fight. I was like, well, the first thing I said was like, how much they paying for this fight? And then he told me 8,000. I was like, I looked up to the ceiling. I was like, $8. Oh, word. I was like, man, I got, I got mad bills to pay, and I need this money. So take it. I asked him first, what you think? What you think about the fight? He was like, man, I haven't seen nobody with your skills in a long time, and with your boxing skills, you could dominate him, and you could win this fight easy. But you gotta see how where your win is at. Yeah, the only thing that's you gotta be have to be, you know what I mean? You gotta be your win is gonna be very doubtful because you don't have no, you know what I mean? You haven't been training or nothing. You haven't been doing nothing. I guarantee you, you've been partying this whole time. I was like, you know. And he was like, well, there's this fight. I was like, but it's not approved yet by ESPN. As soon as ESPN approve it, that's when they're gonna send you the contract if you want the fight. I was
Right.
like, word. Yes, I was like, let's go, let's do it, let's take this fight. I need the money. I need to pay some bills. Anyways, I haven't, you know what I mean? I haven't heard from boxing or nothing like that for 6 months. Like nobody really giving me a chance. Nobody ever gave me a chance or nothing like that. So I was like, yo, just take the fight, and whatever happens from there, we go on from there. And I was blessed, man. I was blessed, and my boxing skills took me to where I needed to be. Everybody from day on, everybody was like, yo, this kid is a defensive whiz. You know what I mean? And that was my nickname. That's my nickname, anyways, the Wizard. You know what I mean? Everybody called me the Wizard in boxing, and that's what I was based on. You know what I mean? Now you see me, now you don't.
Right. Palacios said cruiserweight, a very underrated division. I agree. He also said Berlanga has a chance on being a lightweight champion. He got body and four-time division champion. He learns more defense. The thing with Berlanga that a lot of people don't know, we're going off subject because I got Palacio here, but I have seen Berlanga fight and box when he was in the amateurs. He's a very, very, very disciplined and skilled boxer. It's just that in the pros, he just hasn't had to showcase it. Everybody he touches falls. You know what I mean?
Uh, uh, well, with me, is nobody ever gave me a chance. You know what I mean? Nobody ever, all I always was counted out, and it's like everybody was like always doubted me, and I loved it because that's when I looked the best. When people doubt me, that's when I step it up the next notch, and then that's when I do things. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't understand that that's what motivates me when people doubted me. That's what motivated me to make the people look stupid.
No doubt about that, man. And that fight you was talking about for the 8,000, that also helped you whoop his ass. You know, you thought about, hey, that 8,000, let me whoop this dude's ass real quick. You know, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
money talk, bullshit walk. But what led you to the decision that you're not gonna no longer be active anymore? I know we talked about it, but just to tell the people.
Well, man, like I like when I had retired in like 2016 after my second loss in a row. With I got stopped. I got knocked out the first time in Russia by Kudyasov. I can't remember his name. Dmitry Kudyasov. He was, they called him the Hammer. He was an animal. He was a monster. He hit me one time. I hit him. Yo, I threw like 32 punches. I hit him with like 31 punches. He was swelled up and everything. This dude hit me one time, yo, and I don't remember absolutely nothing.
Hey, I
All I
saw
remember,
that fight, man. That hurt. That hurt my feelings. That hurt my soul, bro.
yeah, yeah, yo, no, but it was a lot of things that happened in the locker room before going into that fight. Um, I don't want to, you know what I mean. I don't want to blow up nobody's spot or nothing like that because I'm still cool with the trainers that were with me. But a lot of things happened in the locker room before we come in, and not an excuse because if even if I was warmed up and ready to go, he would have touched me and he would have knocked my ass out anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because he was 15-0, 15 knockouts. But that's the fighter I am. They'd be like, "Yo, you want to fight this dude?" I was like, "I don't care." Oh, he's 15-0 with 15 knockouts, and that's when I'd be like, "That's who I want to fight. That's the person I want to fight. I'm gonna take his dog. I'm gonna take his dog away." That's that's what motivates me. And well, stuff like
you
that
gotta go
happened in the
big.
locker room. And then my gloves didn't fit in the locker room, so they had to get me some replacement gloves. Um, when I walked into the ring, I wasn't even sweating. I was cold, and it was in Russia. It was in April. It was still cold in Russia. Um, I got in the ring, and when I'm telling you, in the weigh-in, I was looking at this dude, and I was saying in my head, "Yo, I'm gonna knock this dude out. Yo, I'm gonna knock this dude out." And when I get in the ring, yo, I see this big dude in the other side, the other corner with gloves on. I'm like, yo, they changed this fight. I told my trainer, I told him, yo, they got his twin brother or something because that's a big dude. And my trainer was like, what? I was like, nah, don't worry about it. We still got to fight. I need to make this money anyway, so whatever. So boom, and he hit me, he knocked me out. And he tested positive for steroids. Then I took that year off because yo, he really hurt me bad. Like in the middle of the ring, like I'm bouncing after they count me out and everything. I'm bouncing up and down. People they trying to take my gloves off, and I'm pulling my gloves away. I'm going like, yo, if you take my gloves off and I don't fight, I'm not gonna get paid. I'm not gonna get paid. So we gotta fight. I was like, but the fight's over. And I was like, what happened? And they look at me and they shake their head. I was like, what? Ah, man, that's when I started feeling headaches. My head started hurting. And I was
But
like,
the thing
damn.
about it is, you didn't even see that shot coming, and those are usually the shots that take anybody out. Not just it would have took
Yeah,
anybody
man.
out. If you don't see it, you don't see it. It just
Yeah.
catches you.
And all, but I felt that. I went to the hospital after that. I got a CAT scan and everything right there in Russia. I was hurting so bad that they put even some type of anesthesia, like so my head wouldn't hurt no more by needle, yo. And that just was, I was like, man, yo,
Bro, I'm trying
yo,
not to laugh, but you making it so comical for the way you
nah,
explaining
but
it.
it's laughable because I was laughing too. I put my head out like
Yeah,
this in a cold weather outside the window of the cab that was taking us to the
yeah.
hospital because my head was throbbing and the wind was going so cold that it was like, I made it feel better. I was like, oh man, oh. And when I got to the hospital, I was hurting. Then I took it off. Then I took that year off, and then they called me again from Poland. In Poland, they told me, oh, this kid, 12 and 13 or 14 and something, I can't remember. Cheslak, Mihal Cheslak. Big dude, 6'5". Oh, another thing, when the Russian dude got in the ring, he was like 230. I was only 205 when I got in the ring in Russia. Same thing in Poland. I was like 205, 207, and
Mhm.
the dude was like 225, 230. Big dude, 6'5" dude, big, little bit, 6'3",
Right,
six
right.
four, something like that. Big dude. And hey, yo soy un guerrero, papi. I don't care.
No,
That's
I
to
know that,
me.
see.
You know what I mean? I don't. Eso no me mete miedo. Entre más grandes son, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's what I always said in my life. You know what I mean? And I always said, yo, um, if in order to succeed, you got to sacrifice stuff. So
Yeah, you
I
gotta go
sacrificed
for it,
my
man, no doubt.
yeah. I sacrificed my body to become. I wanted to become the best at this game. You know what I mean? That was my
To
goal.
be great, you
Always
gotta
was my
fight
goal.
great. You gotta fight
Yeah,
great. I mean,
yeah.
everybody
And they
don't
tell
make
me,
no
yo,
money. That's what we say in the street, right?
exactly. And no, and everybody call themselves world champions and everything like that. But yo, they want to fight always in their own hometown, or they want to fight. Hey, yo, okay, I ran the world, yo. You want to fight? I want to fight. Where we going? We're going to Poland. All right, let's go to Poland. Where we going? Russia. Let's go to Russia. Let's go to Germany. Let's go to Thailand. Let's go this. Wherever. You know what I mean? I
Right.
don't care. I don't care. That to me is nothing. In order to be a world champion, to me, a world champion has to fight all around the world.
No, you're
All around the
definitely
world.
right.
You know what I mean? Not in their hometown and represent a belt that you're supposed to be a champion. You have folks to fight all around the world, and that's
All
what I did.
around.
I did.
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's
We
what I
got a
did,
question
and
here for you on Angel Rios, Joe Palacio. What is your favorite fight of your career?
my favorite fight of my career. My favorite fight of my hardest fight was my favorite fight actually. Zach Page, 8 rounds of war, and then Zach Page was a journeyman.
Mm.
His record was 15-15. Um, he came out. In the weigh-in, it got ugly because I took that fight on 2 weeks' notice, and the weigh-in he was like running his mouth, and I was
Mm.
about to slap him, and my cut man grabbed my hand, and he told me, "Yo, if you slap him, they're gonna disqualify you." I was like, "Yo, let me, you know what I mean, whatever." So when I went into the ring, This was in St. Louis. I'm on the card of Corey Spinks. I went in the ring and we started trading people. I started boxing a little bit, and he headbutted me and sliced me open right in the first round. That the referees took me to the corner, and the referee called the doctor, and the doctor wanted to stop the fight. I was like, yo, don't stop the fight. This is nothing. This is, you know what I mean? Get bigger cuts in the gym. You know what I mean?
Right, 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 right.
I bleed more in the gym, and you're the stop this. Please don't get. I told him, give me this one more round, and then if you decide if you want to stop the fight. Boom. Soon as they let us go, all right, he let me go. Soon as he let me go, I threw 2 punches. I threw a left uppercut and I landed it. Boom, and I dropped him. Bye. And I looked at the doctor, and the doctor smiled at me. I was like, all right, cool. And then from there on, that was still the second round. And from there on, it was 8 rounds of war. Bam, 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 back and forth, back and forth. I didn't bleed no more. My cut man was great. He did his thing. He didn't close it up, but he did something there, and I shouldn't
Shout out
bleed
to the
no
cut
more.
man. The cut mans deserve a
Yeah,
lot of credit
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Shout out to
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. My man. They like they were family to me. I mean, they were like my big brothers. Like there was times that I would get myself in trouble in the streets, and I'll call over the middle and like, yo, what's good? Up with it. He's like, yo, you need to chill out. Yo, what you rather? You rather be locked up smelling farts and smelling people's feet and people throwing boogers at the ceiling, or you rather be in your house with a shorty or at the club, like you like to be at the club and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I like to be at the club. I like to be at the club and in the bed with my shorty. And so that they were like guide me like that. And that was like the only thing that you know what I mean that really kept me. I was with both of them for 8 years. For 8 years, and from in 8 years, like I did my thing, yo. I got like I got 8 knockouts in a row. None of the champions wanted to fight me. I was the boogeyman of the cruiserweight division. They were like, they would say, they would make comments. At first, when I first started boxing, the first 3 or 4 fights, they told me that I was scared to fight, that my style was a scary type of style, that I wasn't gonna get nowhere, and this and that. And guess what? That motivated me, like always, and got 8 knockouts in a row, and then nobody wanted to fight me. None of the champions wanted to fight me. In order to get the first time to fight for the world championship, I was mandatory challenger for 2 years, B. 2 years. Mandatory challenger. And
That's
then they want to give me
crazy,
all.
man. That's the politics in the
Yeah,
game now.
yeah. And it's like nobody understands that, and people just be, oh yeah, but people who know what time it is that really either follow my career or they see me fight, they be like, yo, this dude, his skill wise, out there right now in this division, there's nobody out here in this division right now that got my skills. Nobody. Not no light 70. Not I can say all the way down to 175 to all the way up to heavyweight. Nobody has my skills. The only one that I just that I see that he's to me he's a monster is Usyk. Usyk to me he's a monster.
Yeah, cruiserweight. Yeah, but he moved up to
Yeah,
heavyweight.
yeah,
Wait,
he
didn't
moved
he?
up to heavyweight. Yeah, I don't know how he'll do in heavyweight, but Usyk is a monster, and he fights, he boxes really well. He's very fundamental. He's very disciplined in what he do. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He knows how to tear you apart. He knows how to pick his spot. He's a monster, man. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. I like Tyson Fury a lot. To me, Tyson Fury is one of the greatest heavyweights. And I know people are gonna start writing, a bunch of stuff over there.
I'm gonna
But to
stop you
me,
right
Tyson,
there. He is the best heavyweight right now. There's no you can't argue that his
exactly.
skills are better than
Yeah.
anybody else is out there right now. He
And to do
proven it.
what he and to do what he did, to do what he did. Now I'm not worried about him. To me, to me he beat Wilder the both fights. The first fight he beat him. The second fight he knocked him out. But he fought he fought mental disease. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's big right there. You know what I mean?
that's huge.
Yeah, that's motivational for people out there, yo, that have some type of stuff like that in their mind, that they think that they incapable of doing things. And look, that man beat the baddest man in the planet in this era.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Says Tyson Fury don't
And
get
that's
enough
what that's
credit. He
yeah,
don't get enough credit, man.
no, no, that's what I'm trying to do now with the shorty because, like I said, nobody ever pushed me into doing nothing. Nobody ever tried to take me out of the street. Nobody nobody tried to like help me come. All everything I've done in my career, in all sports that I've done. I was a swimmer. I was I won gold medals in swimming. I was going to be in the Olympics and swimming when I was a kid, not real Olympics, the Junior Olympics and stuff like that when I was in Puerto Rico when I was legit. Then I played basketball. I got a scholarship. I played basketball for 5 years. I played basketball for no, I played basketball for 8 years, and in 5 years, I had a scholarship. I started playing basketball at 13, and at 18, I had a basketball scholarship for a Division One AA college, all black school in North Carolina.
Word. Okay, we got a question here. Let me see the Brotherhood. Ask him, is there a fighter he trained with that taught him some new tricks?
Well, like the one that molded me, that helped me a lot, that really taught me the game in there, that really taught me how you're supposed to feel, the reactions that you gotta do inside the ring was Daniel Santos. Daniel Santos, man. I was with him for a year and a half, and Daniel Santos, yo, everybody got it twisted about that man. That man, that man had power. He was a counterpuncher. He was fast as hell, and he was a southpaw.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? When I was spar with him 3 times a week. I was spar with him. And when I
Right.
was spar with him, one time he hit me. I don't know what he hit me with. Probably a left counter punch.
Here you go.
And when he hit me with that, when he hit me with that left counter punch, yo, I guess I made some type of face like "whoa" or something like that. You know what I mean? But I didn't realize it.
Oh
He,
man.
all I saw this dude just running to me and throwing punches at me. Beep boop bop, beep boop bop. I was like, oh god, damn. And then he stopped the sparring. He told me, yo, you know why I did that? I was like, well, I put my hands out. He was like, no, you made a face like you were scared. I was like, oh my god, me scared? I ain't scared. Well, you made a face like you were. I was like, man. And ever since then, my face was poker face the whole time.
I can't even do this. I can't even do this with you with a straight face. You know I'm gonna laugh the whole time, man. But hey,
Yeah,
Papa.
yeah, it's good. It's good because it's a funny story, yo. Like my life, my boxing career it was fun. It was always fun, yo. Always
Yeah,
fun. I always had fun. I always enjoyed myself. I had a bunch of people behind me from Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? I had my hood behind me,
yeah,
and and
definitely.
and my hood, it was the baddest dudes in town. And anybody who knows where Vigilio Ávila is at, back in 2004 to 2011, 2012, eso era papi el fuego. You
Yo
know
sé,
what I mean?
créeme, yo soy de Barrio Obrero.
Yeah, pues mi papá es de Barrio Obrero también.
Word up, Papa Visión. He said, who was your best
Yeah,
trainer that you work with? Your best trainer that you work with?
like what I told you, Josue Aguilar, yo. I was with him for 8 years, yo. And me and him learned this professional game together. You know what I mean? And everything like this time he called me. We still talk every week. Me, him, and the cut man. We talk every week. Every week. We do a three-leg way, and we start just talking trash about all the things we did in Germany, Poland, joking around, bullshitting around. And he's a monster. He's a great trainer. Josue Aguilar. He lives in Orlando.
Right. Yeah. Hey, man, I got a question for you, man. Have you been keeping up with any of the prospects coming up in that weight class you're at? Like the heavyweight now, that's coming up now is Steven Torres. Have you had a chance to check him out?
No, no, no sé qué, que no, no, no. I haven't been really like following the game that much. I just been like I started watching boxing after
Got a good
like
story
I
behind him. Real good story behind
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after I lost my first fight for the world title, I kind of lost a little bit of the love for watching it. You know what I mean? For
Right.
watching
Right.
boxing,
Yeah.
not for the game, but for watching boxing. So I just watch whenever big fights will come on. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I haven't really had a chance.
Now, you already know everybody knows me and you are very informal with this. We just kind of free floated and freestyling. You already know what it is, man. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
yeah,
ahead and
yeah,
give you a common question that I ask everybody else. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it to you just to spice it up a little bit. Your top five Puerto Rican boxers of all time.
my top five Puerto Rican box. Well, number one, Macho Camacho. That's my dude. That's on the highest pedestal of number one to me. Out of all boxing in the whole world, all the fighters in the world. Um, Wilfredo Gomez, Wilfredo Benitez, Daniel Santos. That's another one. He's my man's. Another one that's my man's. Really, really, really good. And Miguel Cotto.
Okay. Not a bad list, not a bad list, but déjate a
All
mí.
champions, all champions, all champions,
You know I'm
all
gonna have to
champions,
get you, man,
all.
because you left my boy out of there though. My boy Carlos Ortiz. You can't leave my boy out like that, man. I
Like
got it.
that was my division too, and I respected him too. I respected him a lot, man, and it's just like I'm more of a how can I say this? I'm more
Flash.
into boxing techniques and fundamentals. That's to me is key. Like the steps, the stepping, the ladder movement. You know what I mean? The movement, the head movement, the counter punching, the combination angle. That's my style. You know what I mean? That's what I like. I'm not a Triple G, I don't like him. Oh yeah, he was a monster. Yeah, he was a monster. He knocked everybody up. But I didn't like him because to me he didn't know how to fight. Me and Canelo beat him twice.
Right, right. Well, let me see what we
You know
got
what I mean?
here. Who you got winning? If Felix Trinidad would have fought with Cotto.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Um, the only problem that I had with Trinidad was that he had problems with boxers, but he always adapted to them. And when he adapted to them, he would put them to sleep.
Yeah,
He would
yeah.
make them. You know what I mean? Cotto Cotto could fight both ways. He got power in both hands. I don't know, man. I mean,
I would have picked
like
Cotto,
the
but that's just my pick. They're asking you. I would have picked
yeah,
Cotto just because the simple fact is, look, I love all my Puerto Rican fighters, but I thought Trinidad's main default was that he was flat-footed.
exactly,
Flat-footed.
straight right here,
Yeah,
straight right here, straight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why I say he always had problems. He had a lot of problems with Pernell Whitaker.
yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
lose. He didn't lose the fight, but he had a lot of problems with Pernell Whitaker.
And De La
You know what
Hoya.
I
He
mean?
had problems with him, even though he.
And what De La Hoya was that De La Hoya started out fast. He thought it was 100-yard dash,
Yeah, yeah.
and in the fifth, sixth, seventh, when Trinidad started warming up in the fifth, and in the sixth, he started running a little bit more, not boxing because everybody thinks that boxing is running. People don't know. That's what makes me upset because people think that when you're a mover, that means you're a runner,
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with one thing. Don't have nothing to do with another. Running is one thing, is backing up, not throwing punches, and boxing is when you countering him, you're making him make mistakes so you can come at him with your combination. That's why I don't like straightforward fighters.
So you
And
don't.
everybody,
Let me get this straight. You don't consider Mayweather a runner, do you? Because I don't.
no, Mayweather got skills. Mayweather got skills and he got fundamentals.
Right.
That's what people forget. People forget that fundamentals in any sport is key. But a lot of people forget about fundamentals once their stock comes up. When their stock comes up like this, they forget completely about their fundamentals. Yeah, and that's what led me to my career. You know what I mean? I
Right.
started
Right.
boxing late. I fought for the world title when I was 33 years old. You know what I mean? My
Mm-hmm.
first time, I was about to be 34, April 2nd. And that first world title fight. My son was born. My only my first son was born 8 hours before my fight. I was in Poland. My son was in Miami.
Wow.
So yeah, so I missed my son's birth because I was over there,
Word.
and like you know what I mean, and I like when I went downstairs to eat breakfast, I see my team all like acting all like shady and shit. I'm like, what's going on, yo? And like, no, nothing, everything good. And I went to go get food in the buffet. When I came
Right.
back, I see
Right.
them like
Right.
I see them whispering to each other. I'm like, yo, this is the only thing I'm gonna say. If y'all motherfuckers scared, y'all let me know right now because none of y'all motherfuckers gonna be in my corner.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
he's like, what you talking about scared? I was like, I'm the one who fighting. Y'all ain't fighting. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm coming in here and knocking this motherfucker out. Like, nah, that's not the case. That's not the case. That's not the case. And I was like, then what's the case? And nobody wanted to say nothing to me. I was like, well, if y'all don't say nothing to me, I'm gonna go find somebody to put me in that ring, wrap my hands and shit like that. And y'all motherfuckers ain't coming in the ring with me.
Yo,
And
Jose,
then
I
and
want you to
then
tell
when my,
everybody one last time the name of your book and where you can find it. I want to keep giving you this chance so they can get it in their head where your book is at and everything. Because we're about
it's
running close
called
to.
it's called the Phenom. The Phenom. how a street kid became a champion, becomes a champion. That's you got to put the whole title because if you put only the phenom, something with baseball gonna come out. I think that was Babe Ruth or something like that.
Right, right.
Well,
Okay.
but it'll come out. It'll come out something. We got to put the full entire title. It's the phenom, how a street kid becomes a champion, and you know what I mean. And it just is. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's a fiction story, but there's a lot of things in there that have to do with me.
Right, right, right. Well, hey, man,
You
champ,
know what
look,
I
man,
mean?
it was great having you on here with us, man. I really enjoyed the time. We got to wrap it up because I got other compromises going on as well. We got plenty of
All right.
time. You got my number. I got your number. We're gonna do this many more times, over and over again, and have fun again. And you already know me, man. I'm just freelance. I don't pre-write no questions,
That's
none
what
of
it
that
is.
shit. You're a
That's the
witness of
best
that.
way to do it, Bobby. That's
Yeah,
the best way.
man.
That's the best way. People who write stuff forget what they are. They don't even know how to even ask the questions that they write. You know
And I
what I
have
mean? You
yet
just
to
come
do
up
an
with
interview. I have yet to do an
yeah,
interview with written
yeah,
questions. I
yeah,
just don't. I just go.
yeah. That's how it is.
I
That's
think
how it
people
is.
love raw content. They don't want that fake shit.
Exactly. Exactly. And fake questions. Fake questions. Like you know how many how throughout my whole career, you know how many fake questions I had? And it's like you'd be like, yo, did I just finish answering the same question somebody else asked in a different way?
I see that
You
a
know what I mean?
lot in other people's streams when they interview. I see it a lot. They'll ask the same question sometimes 3 or 4 times. I'm like, that's why I don't write shit down.
Yeah, yeah,
I
man.
just go with it,
Así
man.
es,
Y el
así
que
es,
sabe,
papi. That's
sabe.
the best way to do it.
Si tú conoces el boxeo, tú no necesitas escribir tres carajos, bro.
Exacto.
Period.
La gente que quiere, the one that write questions and shit like that are the people that don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah,
Just like there's a lot of trainers out here. They got a bunch of great fighters, but the motherfuckers had never ever put on a pair of gloves. I didn't need to check and see if they fit well.
that's
They put
right.
look what they do. They put a towel on their shoulder, they put a whistle in their neck, and they put a stopwatch in their hand. And they start talking and telling you, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do motherfucker. Okay, what happens when he hits me and he hurts me real bad? What I'm supposed to do now?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, grab. So what? Grab, yeah, grab. All right, grab. All right.
Yeah, well,
Nah,
listen, man.
motherfucker.
I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Palacio, ya tú sabes. Siempre
Gracias, papi.
bienvenido
Gracias.
conmigo, ya tú sabes.
And blessings a todo el mundo que estaba en la página. Blessings to everybody who was on the page, writing and asking questions. I appreciate it very much. And man, yo, let's
Go
go.
get
Let's
that
go.
book.
Yeah, you
Go
already
get
know.
that
And
book.
oh, another thing that I didn't mention. I'm learning how to screenplay. I'm on a different path in my life. Now I wanna learn. I already wrote 2 books, and now I wanna direct a movie. I wanna learn how to screenplay so I can make a movie, man. That's my
You
next
in
thing on my
Miami?
next goal. And huh?
You in Miami?
Yeah, I'm in Miami.
I'm gonna come see you, man. Shit.
Ah,
I'm in
pues cabrón,
Jacksonville.
papi, a la orden cuando tú quieras, mi
Yeah.
hermano.
Voy a bajar. Va a ser más fácil así. Voy a bajar. Tú estás en Miami.
Dale.
The Godfather's in Miami anyway, so I'll go visit him while I'm there.
Ah, pues está hablado mejor. Y ahí está mi gimnasio y puede ver mi gimnasio y todo.
Está todo hablado, bro. Hey, man.
Gracias, bendiciones para todo el mundo. Los quiero un montón y todavía aquí hay Wizard para el mundo entero, para mucho tiempo.
Tú
Los quiero,
sabes.
papi. Bendiciones. Dale.
Igual.